Imagine this. You're free-falling from an airplane and your parachute fails to deploy. You're plummeting towards Earth at a terrifying speed. What do? One moment, you're marveling at the breathtaking view from over 12,000 feet in the sky. The next, your heart's pounding in your chest as you realize your lifeline, your parachute, isn't there. Suddenly, you're in a race against time with just about a minute before you hit the ground. You might feel an initial surge of panic. That's expected. But let's take a moment to understand what's happening. You're in free fall, reaching what's known as your terminal velocity, which is about 125 miles per hour. That's fast, very fast. But here's the thing. Panic won't help. In fact, it can hurt your chances of survival. So what's the first rule? Stay calm. Your survival depends on your next actions. First, regain your composure. Panic won't help you here. Yes, it's easier said than done. But remember, in the face of such an unthinkable scenario, a clear mind is your best tool for survival. When you're plummeting towards the earth, your initial instinct might be to flail, to scream, to let the terror consume you. However, giving into panic will only make things worse. It can cloud your judgment, prevent you from making potentially life-saving decisions, and even speed up your descent. Instead, try to focus on your breathing, slow it down, bring your heart rate under control. You might be surprised at how much this can help clear your mind and prepare you for the steps you need to take next. Now let's talk about body positioning. It's not just about slowing down your fall, but also about maintaining control. You see, when you're in free fall, your body position can significantly impact your speed and trajectory. So, here's what you need to do. First, spread your limbs out as wide as possible. This will increase your surface area, creating more air resistance and thereby slowing your descent. Think of it as becoming a human parachute. You want to position your body in a belly-down orientation with your head slightly lowered. This will not only slow you down, but also give you a better view of the ground below. Secondly, try to keep your body relaxed. Yes, it sounds counterintuitive, but a rigid body is more likely to sustain serious injuries upon impact. Keeping your muscles loose can help to absorb some of the shock when you hit the ground. And finally, aim to stay in control of your fall for as long as possible. This means constantly adjusting your body position to maintain a steady descent and to steer yourself towards a potentially safer landing spot. Remember, body positioning is critical for slowing your descent and preparing for what's next. So take a deep breath, keep your head clear and your body positioned correctly. It's time to spot your landing. Now, as you're hurtling toward the ground, look for your landing spot. This is a crucial moment in your freefall, where quick thinking and a keen eye may just save your life. First, let's talk about the types of surfaces to aim for. The ideal landing spot is a large body of water. Why? Because water helps to dissipate the energy of your fall and slows you down more gently than solid ground. But keep in mind, you don't want to hit the water at full speed, or it'll be like hitting concrete. You'll need to break your fall slightly just before you hit the surface. If water isn't an option, your next best choices are soft, uneven surfaces like snow-covered hills or sand dunes. The softness and irregularity of these terrains can also help to break your fall. Now, what to avoid? Concrete, for starters. It's unforgiving, and a direct hit can be fatal. Steer clear of any buildings or structures too. They're just as hard as concrete, and also come with the added risk of protrusions that can cause injury. So how do you steer yourself towards your chosen landing spot? It's all about body positioning. By adjusting the angle of your body and using your arms and legs, you can control your direction to a certain extent. Think of yourself as a human airplane. Spread your limbs out wide to increase drag and slow your descent. To move forward, simply lean in the direction you want to go. Remember, you're not going to have perfect control. The wind will have a say in your trajectory, and you'll need to adapt on the fly. It's a bit like steering a boat in a storm. You can guide it, but ultimately the sea has the final say. In this dire situation, your decision-making ability is your greatest asset. It's about scanning your surroundings, making quick judgments, and adapting as you go. Choose wisely, because your landing spot can make the difference between life and death. In the next scene, we will discuss how to prepare yourself for the moment of impact. Stay tuned. You're almost there. Now, how do you prepare for impact? It's a crucial question, and the answer could mean the difference between life and death. As you're falling, you need to position your body for landing. This isn't about looking graceful, it's about surviving. Your position should resemble a diver's pike position. Tuck your chin to your chest, bend at the waist, and pull your knees into your chest. This position helps to protect your head, neck, and vital organs, and increases your chances of survival. But we're not done yet. You also need to think about how you're going to hit the ground. Try to aim for a sloping grassy hill or a body of water if there's one nearby. These surfaces can help to break your fall and reduce the impact. But remember, it's not going to be a soft landing, no matter where you land. Now let's talk about the parachute landing fall, or the PLF technique. It's a method that skydivers use to land safely, and it can also help you in this dire situation. As you're about to hit the ground, you'll want to roll. Start on the balls of your feet, then roll onto your calf, then your thigh, then your hip, and finally your shoulder. This rolling motion can help to distribute the impact across your body and minimize injuries, but remember, timing is key. You need to start the roll just before you hit the ground. Too early, and you'll lose the protective effect. Too late, and well, you can imagine. So, to recap, position your body, aim for a soft landing spot, and use the PLF technique to roll on impact. It's a lot to remember in a high-pressure situation, but these strategies could save your life. Brace yourself, it's going to be a rough landing. Congratulations, you've made it to the ground, but you're not out of the woods yet. Now you have to navigate the aftermath of your fall. First things first, check yourself for injuries. You might feel a rush of adrenaline that can mask pain, but don't let that fool you. Start from your toes and work your way up, assessing every part of your body. If you can move, it's a good sign. But remember, internal injuries might not be immediately apparent. If you feel lightheaded, dizzy, or have trouble breathing, these could be signs of something more serious. Now, you might be tempted to get up and start moving, but hold your horses. Unless you're in immediate danger, stay put. Why? Well, the more you move, the more energy you expend, and in a survival situation, conserving energy is key. Plus, if you've managed to alert someone about your situation beforehand, this is where they'll be looking for you. Speaking of alerting someone, your next step should be to seek help. If you have a phone or a radio, now's the time to use it. If not, signal for help using whatever you have at hand. 3 of anything, be it shouts, whistleblows, or fires, is universally recognized as a distress signal. But remember, setting fires should be your last resort. The smoke could attract unwanted attention from wildlife or start a wildfire. While you're waiting for help, try to keep your spirits up. This is easier said than done, I know, but a positive mindset can make a world of difference in a survival situation. Keep reminding yourself that you've already done the hard part. You've survived a fall without a parachute, for goodness sake. You're a living, breathing testament to human resilience. Survival doesn't end once you've hit the ground. You've got to take care of yourself until help arrives. And when help does arrive, you'll have one heck of a story to tell. Let's recap what we've learned today. In the unthinkable scenario of falling without a parachute, the first and foremost survival strategy is to remain calm. Panic will cloud your judgment, but a clear mind could be your saving grace. Next, we've talked about body positioning. Aiming to fall feet first and keeping your body spread out can slow your descent and distribute the impact. Then, we discussed the importance of spotting your landing. The softer the surface, the better your chances of survival. Aim for snow, trees, or sloping terrain. Preparing for impact is also crucial. Just before landing, try to flex your knees and roll onto your side to further spread out the force of the impact. Finally, once you've landed, immediate action is necessary. Seek medical help as soon as possible, even if you feel fine. Internal injuries can be deceptive. Remember, while this is a scenario we hope you never face, knowing these survival strategies could make the difference between life and death.